as a child, if you don't allow a child to get hurt every once in a while, it's very likely they're not going to understand how they can be hurt. And then
Okay, come on. Let us hear you. Let me translate, okay? She says you all need to give it to God. She goes, you can't live someone else's life. You have to live your own life. And people make their choices, and you can't tie yourself to other people's choices. Okay. And someone says I love the bird joining in. It's positive energy. So thank you. She is my official co-host for the rest of my life. Okay.
No, I was just trying to see if it was somebody that I knew that we could say hello to, but I'm not seeing it. So that's fine.
And I could go onto my phone and see in a second. So, but I mean, so what do you have to say about what Fagel is saying about giving, not taking on people's stuff?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm a huge, huge proponent of knowing what is your energy versus someone else's. Because, it's Tamara. Hi, Tamara. I just had a feeling it was somebody I knew.
So it's in your group. Good. Well, welcome, Tamara, to the show. Yeah.
Yes, you have to. I'm going to say this because I really, truly believe this. You have to be aware. You have to come to a place where you know your energy versus any other energy, because the number one thing that will drain you, especially as an empath, is somebody else's energy. And I'm a huge proponent of everyone is on their own journey. We are not put here to fix anyone. We are not here to take someone else's pain, to take their experience. We are here if this is our calling, and some are not called to do this. Some are called to hold space. Some are called to facilitate. Some are called to help guide. But everyone has to do their own work. Everyone has to do their own healing. Everyone has to learn their own lessons. Now, will everyone learn their own lessons? No, they won't.
Come back. They'll come back for that, right?
Eventually. But so in our conscious lifetime, this conscious lifetime we are in talking to one another right now, not everyone will learn all of their lessons. And still, that is not for us to take on. It is not for us to feel responsible. And this is what I know in my coaching business. I would even go so far as to say it's most difficult, from my experience, it's most difficult for parents with children, because they so badly want to, they believe that they've had these children to raise them up, right? Part of their purpose is to help raise them, and that is true. But it is not to live their life for them. It is not to keep them from every single lesson. As a child, if you don't allow a child to get hurt every once in a while, it's very likely they're not going to understand how they can be hurt. And then they grow up, and then they don't understand why they're constantly getting hurt, why they got burned when they put their hand on the stove. Well, because you can tell someone constantly over and over and over, and for some, they get it. They're like, oh, you said don't do it, I won't do it. Now, people like me, not so much. I'm probably gonna have to touch it, probably gonna have to test it, because that's my personality.
I have both. Like I
have both.
certain things I have to have the experience of, and then there's certain things, once I read about it, I'm like, boom, done, out. Right.
And that's why we can be teachers, we can be guides, we can warn, all of that, but we cannot take on someone else's lesson and learn it for them. We can't live their life for them and go on the journey for them. So, long answer to yes, I absolutely agree with Fagela in that we cannot take on other people's energy, because everyone has to live their own journey in their own energy. And I'll take it a step further. I allow people to feel their own energy if they are trying to put it onto me in a negative fashion.
Oh, like with intention. Like they're intentionally trying to put it on you?
Correct.
Yeah, I do a return to sender for that. Like if they're, but most recently, what I did, and Andrew and I did it together, we removed the dark energy on that person and replaced it with as much love and light that we could bring forth from the universe. Because at the end of the day, I was suffering. And if I can, what's going on? Who's here? Okay, someone's here. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Who's here? My father's here. She does this when a spirit comes in. Oh, this is odd. Okay, I haven't done this on the show for a while. Okay, he has a message. He's saying you really have to live your own life and stop living someone else's life. He said nobody, he goes, and he's referencing Steve Jobs, right? Like if you're going to live a life, I don't remember Steve Jobs' his exact quote, but basically this is something that Steve Jobs used to say. You know, like don't waste your life living someone else's passion. Live your own passion, live your own purpose. And he said, that's where the sweet spot is. And I'll tie that into values and how to recharge your internal batteries. He says the quickest way to drain your own battery is to live by someone else's values. And he said, when I was here on earth, I hold on, I need to hear this. I actually don't, he has not told this to me before. Give me a minute. Really? Whose were they? Got it. So my dad was in the mafia. And so what he's telling me is that when he was here, he lived by someone else's value, and meaning the mafia. And he said, in hindsight, he says, that's not my values at all, you know? And so he learned something, and he's indicating he will be coming back down to Earth School to completely do it differently. And then he's saying, what I want you to do, Jodi, is ask people, where are you living by someone else's value? And he said, because he goes, when I was in Earth School, he goes, I don't recall being more drained other than the time when I was doing something that I knew was that didn't align with what I loved and wanted to do.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to share that last one, Dad. Sorry. He wanted to give me an example, and I said no.
Got it. Thanks.
Thanks, Dad. So, but what I'll say is, you know, are you getting married to someone because you think you're supposed to be married at a certain age? Are you dating someone because you think everyone else loves that person, but that person's not for you? Are you working in a job where you think everyone thinks it looks good, so I'm going to do that because, you know, people will think I'm a good person, or whatever that program belief system is.
Yep.
And so these are the things, these are the signals, these are the reprogramming that you can do with the help of Michelle, with the help of myself and Fagala, because we do help you access your unconscious mind to find out whether or not you're actually doing what you love.
Exactly.